Finally, the sun rose from the black sky. The raid itself had lasted only 2 hours. But for me, at least, it had felt far longer. There had been 20 Imperial nationalists at the Ikeda Inn. The Shinsengumi had killed 7 Ronin and injured 4 more. I learned later that, with the help of the Aizu domain and the Kyoto Judiciary Commissioner, they arrested 23 people. The owner of the Ikeda Inn had also been arrested for trying to help the Choshu rebels escape. The Shinsengumi had won an incredible victory, fighting against superior numbers in enemy territory, but they paid dearly for it. Okita had taken a blow to the chest and lost consciousness. Oh. Heisuke had been cut on the forehead and the bleeding refused to stop. Nagakura had injured his left hand. One of the Shinsengumi soldiers lost his life at the inn's rear entrance, and 2 others were severely injured there as well. It didn't seem likely that they would survive. The Kyoto military and judiciary commissioners also fought the Choshu Ronin. With their successful resolution of the Battle of Ikeda Inn, the Shinsengumi had at last made a name for themselves. It looked as though the peace in Kyoto had been protected. Never could I have imagined what the ultimate result of their victory would be. Indeed, who could have foresaw? I'm trying to remember if Soji lost consciousness when we were on his route or not. I'm gonna have to look at that again. That might be different because we weren't there this time. He still got kicked in the chest, though. At least Demon Boy doesn't know about us yet. End of July 1864. Weeks passed since the Battle of the Ikeda Inn. In the meantime, the Shinsengumi grew stricter during their rounds to arrest the numerous outlaw Ronin that escaped from the Ikeda Inn. Rumors surfaced of extremists who were plotting to exact revenge on the Shinsengumi. Additionally, there were also problems occurring with warriors spanning from other domains, making things tense around the headquarters. Things were finally settling down. As a result of my efforts during the battle, they grew more encouraging of my involvement. The Shinsengumi allowed me to sweep the area in front of the headquarters on my own. Hey, is Eva gonna visit now? One day, I was cleaning the courtyard with a broom when I heard gentle footsteps approaching me.
Excuse me, but is this the Shinsengumi headquarters?
Oh, yes! The voice came from behind me, so I was caught off guard when answering. It's you again. Didn't I meet you the other day?
Ah, hello. It's been a while since the tea shop.
I met him on the first day I was allowed to leave the Shinsengumi compound. Well, now Hijikata can thank him. This was the mysterious samurai that helped me while I awaited Hijikata's return at the tea shop. Why, yes, I appreciate your help the other day.
No problem. I mean, as I told you then, the pleasure was all mine. In any case, I'm glad to see that you seem to be doing well, Chizuru.
Now that I remember it, this man called me by my name when I encountered him. But I never learned his name. I remembered Hijikata scolded me for not knowing his name, so I brought up the question. I'm so sorry for never asking your name despite you saving me. Is it alright if I get your name? His eyes twinkled kindly before he spoke, and I sensed a faint melancholy in his voice.
You forgot me. I am Hachiro Iba.
Ah, Hachiro Iba. What a pretty name. I have to tell Hijikata later. So, how may I help you today, Iba?
Oh, well...
Iba kept stealing a glance towards the base. I assumed his business was with the Shinsengumi. When I first met him, Iba defended a tea shopkeeper from Takeda. In this encounter, Takeda proudly declared himself as a warrior of the Shinsengumi. I slightly suspected Iba intended to visit and inform the leaders about the incident. It's been a while, though. Could be something else. Hijikata showed up suddenly, as if he telepathically knew I was speaking to someone. Oh, Hijikata, this man is... Before I could finish my sentence, the man ran towards Hijikata.
Oh, I knew it. Toshi. It's me, Hachiro. Long time no see. You're... Wait, Hachiro. What the hell are you doing here?
When Hijikata realized who it was, his eyes grew wide.
Are you surprised? I visited Kyoto with shogunate orders. Forget about me. Man, so it really was you connected to the Shinsengumi. I couldn't believe it until I made sure for myself. Congratulations. You really did become a samurai.
Aw, come on, don't mock me. I mean, we're treated no better than any Ronin.
Yes, but your dream of becoming a samurai came true.
Hey, I said don't mock me.
Oh, come now. The Shinsengumi are famous in Edo. You are so feared that even crying children go hush. I heard about your victory at the Ikeda Inn. It would seem you lot are flourishing.
Well, we're working on it. Ah, Blushy Toshi. How very unlike himself. Hijikata seemed to be flustered and his cheeks were rosy. Their rapport suggests they've known each other for some time. Were they good friends? I still needed to tell Hijikata that Iba was the samurai who came to my aid at the tea shop. Once I verified their conversation had come to a halt, I mustered the courage to speak to Hijikata. Hijikata? This was the young gentleman who helped me from Takeda the other day at the tea house. Hijikata furrowed his eyebrows.
Oh, I see. Sorry for her causing trouble. Well, rather, I guess you saw something you shouldn't have seen. I just happened to pass by. Besides, I was there for personal reasons, so I didn't report it to anyone. Oh, well, thanks for that. Hey, we don't need to have this conversation out in the sun. Why don't you come inside?
Hijikata looked uncomfortable offering anyone any sort of kindness, but he looked at Iba warmly. Such good buds. I took tea to the two in the hall. Hijikata told me to remain there, so I decided to listen in.
So, you claimed you came to Kyoto with shogunate orders. What are you here for? I'm currently in Okuzume.
An Okuzume? I listened intently, but subtly, since I was unfamiliar with the contents of their conversation.
He's a Hatamoto of the shogunate. He is entrusted with protecting the shogun and his guests and friends who surround him.
Oh, wow! I am honored to meet such a man.
Oh, please. I am nothing special. This was a job I acquired from connections with my father.
But what would bring a man of his stature here, Hijikata? This meant Iba was someone who worked directly with the shogun. What an honor. It made no sense why he would interact with the Shinsengumi or why he had business with us.
Oh, I see what you're thinking. You're thinking, why would he know a guy like me, huh?
I did my best to nod without offending him.
You see, not only is this gentleman a Hamamoto, but he's heir to the Shingyoto Ryo Iba Dojo, which is one of the top dojos in Edo. The Iba Dojo and my dojo socialize often, so this is how we came to know each other. Yes, that's right. When I got word that I would be coming to Kyoto, I was excited because I know I would see Toshi.
Iba's eyes shined with adoration, but Hijikata scoffed and rolled his eyes.
Whatever. Just keep in mind, Kyoto isn't exactly a vacation destination. Yes, I'll keep that in mind. However, despite it being so dangerous, it seems even a woman can be with the Shinsengumi.
Iba glanced at me when he asked his question before looking to Hijikata. I gasped and cupped my hands over my mouth, and Hijikata's eyes darted toward me sternly. It would seem Iba picked up on the fact I was female, judging by their interaction. Did you really not pay attention to that the first time around, girl?
Oh, was that supposed to be a secret?
I didn't want to confirm any answer, so I stared towards the mat underneath without speaking.
It wasn't difficult to tell that she's a girl the moment you set your eyes on her. It's not her fault. I know. I mean, only a fool couldn't figure it out.
Hijikata looked resigned towards Iba and sighed.
Well, her reasons for being here are somewhat complicated, so we have her pose as a man for now. Only a portion of the men in the Shinsengumi know about her, so it would be preferred if you were to keep it under wraps in front of our men. Understood. Would it be too much to ask about her reasons?
Her father is missing, so we're allowing her to cooperate with our investigation.
Her father's missing. You're talking about Koto Yukimura.
How did he know everything? When he mentioned my father's name, the hairs on my neck stood up. How do you know my father's name? I guess Hijikata was also shocked by his knowledge, and he looked dubiously towards Iba.
Wait a minute. How do you know her father is Koto?
Well, I visited the Yukimura clinic a long time ago.
Alright. We're actually gonna find out about this now. Interesting.
Chizuru, do you not remember me?
Iba asked timidly, and it finally clicked for me. If Iba had visited my father's clinic, then that explains why he would have known my name and my father. Yeah, but like, how frequently? Was this a one-off thing and he just remembered you, or what? No matter how hard I tried, however, I couldn't recall his face or name from memory. Were you a patient? Were you a patient of my father? Iba looked a little forlorn by my response.
No. When I was a child, I was interested in Western studies, so I visited your father.
These pertain to the influx of texts arriving to Japan through the gradual dissemination of printing press materials, primarily from the Netherlands. Okay, so he was there to study. So he was there for longer than just being a patient. Oh, I see.
Don't worry, though. You'll be seeing more of me.
Okay.
What? What are you talking about? You don't have to keep coming back here.
Aw, don't be like that. Come on, we are both from Edo. We're buddies.
Iba drew Hijikata in closer in a jovial manner, and Hijikata blushed at the notion. Hijikata is normally really uptight, so seeing him behave this way was startling. I had a lingering suspicion that Hijikata was actually enjoying himself. How scandalous. All of the commotion must have alerted the captains because they popped up from nowhere.
Oh, what the hell? Hachiro, is that you? I knew I heard your voice somewhere. It really was you, huh? Shinpachi, Harada, everyone else is here too. Long time no see, boys. Man, you're in Kyoto too? Are you here to train or are you sightseeing?
Don't be stupid. I'll bet you he's here to protect someone important or something, am I right?
Well, maybe it's something like that. If you're in Kyoto, I assume you have a pretty good position.
Iba nodded plainly in response. I see. You're in Kyoto too, huh? Well, be careful. Don't be stupid and die or something.
Thank you for the warning. I'll keep that in mind. Hey, we should go drinking someday. I mean, we could go now if you want.
Each of the captains surrounded Iba and exchanged words. Most of all, Iba seemed lost in the amount of fun he had while conversing with everyone. I guess he really knew everyone back in Edo. Even me. Hijikata watched their interaction with warmth in his eyes and muttered.
See, despite him being a Hatamoto and also the heir of the Iba dojo, he chose to learn about each and every one of us, and he treats us with respect. It seems no one can escape his amiable nature.
He seemed to be especially fond of Hijikata, though. But I couldn't dare say that.
Well, I guess you can say we're friends. Whenever he visits, be sure to let him in.
Understood. Aw, friendship. So cute. Before we knew it, evening had come and Iba told us it was time for him to depart.
When I return to Edo, I'll be sure to ask around about Koto. Very well. Be sure it is kept under wraps. Got it. I won't tell anyone.
As we exchanged goodbyes, the warriors returned from their afternoon rounds. One of them seemed to take notice of us, and he rushed over while shouting, "Oh, you. Oh, you."
You?
You're that bastard from the other day! What the hell are you doing here?
So, Iba didn't step... So the whole tea shop incident didn't happen if I didn't go with Hijikata? Interesting. It was Takeda, glaring at Iba angrily and demanding answers.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think we've been acquainted yet.
Do you dare mock me? You! Name yourself!
I am an Okazume of the Obanchi, protector of the Shogun and the realm, Hachiro Iba.
A shogunate protector of the realm. Iba. Wait, from the Iba dojo?
Yes, I've been here on official business in Kyoto. In the meantime, I've come to visit my old friends from Shie Hall to pay my respects.
Shie Hall, a dojo in Edo that taught the Tenin Rishin style. Its owner was Isami Kondo, a fourth-generation head. Many Shinsengumi members studied or lived there. How very interesting.
Don't lie! This visit is not for idle pleasantries. You're here to spread lies about the other day.
I have strictly come to pay my respects. Or would you rather me remind you what happened during the so-called other day?
Ah.
Iba's eyes sharpened directly at Takeda, and the latter stopped his pacing and deepened his voice. Okay.
Whatever you say. Then we're settled. Looks like I'll be on my way then.
Takeda seemingly snapped into shape, speaking with a semblance of respect before storming off. Iba seemed relaxed despite everything. Everyone silently stood still, and I was afraid of another incident, so I sighed once Takeda left.
Toshi, who is that man?
He's Konryusai Takeda, the captain of the 5th Division. Yukimura told me about the other day. Sorry about that. I'll make sure he doesn't bother you any further.
I'm fine, but please watch over her. I think if he finds out she was there, it will not end well.
Okay, got it.
Alright then, Chizuru. I'll drop by again soon, okay?
Oh. Did he mean he's coming to see me? Did he just mean he was visiting the headquarters? I couldn't respond since I was unsure, and Iba smiled to me with his twinkling eyes. His face seemed reluctant, if not a little forlorn, and he left the compound. Are you coming to visit moi? I stared at him as he walked into the distance until his small figure was removed from my eyes. Iba was a mysterious person. Even if he was someone with very important in upper class, he acted with integrity and kindness, commanding a lot of respect from the captains of the Shinsengumi. I did not think there was a samurai like him in the shogunate. Probably not. Man, that whole encounter went so differently. Very interesting. I wonder if he will show up again. August 1864. After the fight at the inn, I was able to leave the compound much more often. I suppose after what I'd done, Hijikata thought I earned a little more trust. I didn't feel like I did anything extraordinary, but I wasn't about to look a gift horse in the mouth. I was genuinely happy that the man and the legend, Hijikata, approved of me. On this particular day, I was out on patrol with Harada and the 10th Division. Excuse me, Harada? The Shinsengumi is out patrolling day and night, right?
Yeah, that's right. What about it?
But what exactly is it that you do? Most of the men in the Shinsengumi were intimidating, death-dealing titans, but Harada was a rare exception. Warm and friendly.
Well, I guess we do just about everything. Obviously, we arrest people who want to test out their swords or don't pay for their food.
People who don't pay for food?
And then there's those chumps who think they'll make a living leaning on the merchants.
It wasn't really the answer I'd expected. I guess the Shinsengumi's job is closer to a magistrate's than I thought. Thinking back, I remembered how excited they were during the raid. What they did at the end was far more intense than their day-to-day work. A little further down the road, a couple of men in Shinsengumi blues were waving at us. Nagakura! I guess our separate rounds brought us to the same spot.
Hey there, Chizuru. You find out anything about your dad?
No, nothing today.
Aw, come on, cheer up. There's always tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. There was something contagious about his optimism.
Well, Shinpachi, you find anything exciting? No, nothing in particular, but all of the people on the street are acting busy, you know?
I hadn't noticed it before, but he was right. They were acting strange, almost nervous. Yeah, it looks like they're getting ready to move.
You think maybe they're worried about getting caught in the middle of a war?
What? War? There wasn't a war, was there?
Oh yeah, we didn't tell you yet, huh? Well, those Choshu bastards are showing up around Kyoto again, hence our extra rounds. Well, we did give them a bloody nose at Ikeda. I can't imagine they'll just stand around with some of their guys in the ground.
Were the Choshu going to try something again?
Beats me. Kinda hard to tell at the moment. It doesn't matter anyway. We just do our job. The Choshu attack Kyoto, we drive them back. Simple.
They accepted their situation and never complained. I had a good deal of respect for Harada and Nagakura.
If they don't back off soon, we're probably gonna be getting new orders all the way from the top.
So you think the Aizu will give you all orders?
Yeah, they might ask us to join as part of the official shogunate troops. Well, chances like this only come every so often. Who knows when the next one will be? Wanna join us?
What? I was perplexed by his sudden invitation. Does this mean I could march as a member of the Shinsengumi? It seemed rather inappropriate for me to ask to participate just for curiosity's sake. Still, I very much hope to be helpful in some way. Could I perhaps do something like what I'd done at the Ikeda Inn? I didn't do much, I wasn't even at the Ikeda Inn, I just kind of stood and watched, Hijikata be awesome. However, there's also the chance that I'd become a hindrance as opposed to helping them out. I apparently have not had this decision before. I thought I did. Didn't I stay behind last time? If memory serves, I think I want to come. Gotta be where Hijikata is. My mind was made up. I nodded to Harada. I want to help. I would like to participate and help in some way.
Alright, thanks for letting me know. When the time comes, I'll be sure to back you up so you could join us.
Is there supposed to be... Okay, I'm like, is there supposed to be a butterfly moon moment, or no? Nope, just a long fade away. Several days later. Excuse me. I carefully lifted the serving platter with tea for the captains and made my way to the common room.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Chizuru. Man, it's like you're our servant or something.
I mean, well, I was a page as far as everyone knew. The thought to correct him crossed my mind, but instead I stayed silent as I passed the tea out.
Thank you, Yukimura. I feel bad asking you to do this.
Oh, it's nothing. After all, I am Hijikata's page. I spoke barely above a whisper, but Inoue smiled and nodded at me. Okita took a sip of his tea and a mild grimace flickered across his face. Is something wrong with the tea? The taste is fine, but it could be a little hotter. Maybe you're taking too long to pour it. But I guess I can expect this from you. I'm sorry, I'll make a new batch right away. Don't worry about it. I like it lukewarm. I can drink it immediately, right, Hajime?
Sure. Right. I guess lukewarm tea isn't bad on a hot day like today.
It was silent for a second before the door slid open and Kondo arrived with a stern look upon his face.
The Shinsengumi has received an official request from the Aizu domain. All available soldiers must begin preparations to move out immediately.
Yeah!
Woo!
It seems the Aizu have finally noticed all the hard work we've been doing, men.
He looked just as happy with the news as the rest of them. Apparently, getting orders directly from the Aizu domain was an occasion for some excitement. Hijikata, however, was the lone exception.
We don't have time for this shit. Stop patting each other on the back and get moving. We need to go now. The Toshi are already in Kyoto. We can't let them gain the upper hand on us.
As Hijikata rebuked the men, the warriors all scattered sequentially to their stations. Ugh. When it was only the captains and myself remaining in the world... Come on, mouth. Work with me. In the room, Hijikata vented.
What? So only when the Choshu attack Kyoto is everyone ready to go? This is bullshit.
Thinking back at what happened at Ikeda Inn. While the Shinsengumi were fighting hard, the Aizu domain was elsewhere and came strolling in way later at the scene. Remembering that incident, I feel like I can understand Hijikata, at least to some extent.
Okita and Todo, you will remain at headquarters. I doubt you'll like it, but, well, neither do I. Your injuries keep you from active duty, as do mine.
He rubbed his left arm absently and looked away. Is Sanan still not a Fury yet? Or did we bypass that scene? Or I feel like Sanan turned a lot quicker last time. I don't know what to believe anymore. Hey, speak for yourself. It's not like my injuries didn't recover or something. But I guess I'm not at 100% either. So if you're telling me to sit this one out, I will.
You're making a big deal out of nothing. This is just a scratch. Kondo's being a wuss.
Okita acted as if he didn't hear Sanan at all, while Heisuke pouted.
You sure about that? All last night you were crying like a baby.
You son of a bitch! Why you gotta rat me out? Is there even a heart in there, you old bastard?
But you did scream like a baby though, right? Right, Chizuru?
Why was I there?
Hey! Don't ask her! It'd be nice if you could keep your mouth shut for once, you know.
He glanced sideways at me. But Heisuke, it's true that your injury hasn't recovered. His bangs hid the scar rather well, but it still looked painful. Poor Heisuke. Nagakura broke the awkward silence.
Oh yeah. Chizuru, you said you wanted to go with us if we got called in, right? You still up for that?
Even though I told Harada that I was into the idea of joining them, it still seemed a little risky.
Oh, yes. Well, I see no reason why not. After all, opportunities like this are seldom seen.
For some reason, Kondo was easy to convince. I wasn't expecting him to be so easily swayed. He likes us.
What the hell? If she's tagging along, maybe it'd be a good idea for me to come too, right?
You're still all out of shape though, right? You stay behind at the compound. Aw, that's awesome, Chizuru.
Are you sure it'll be alright? Hijikata and Sanan sighed at the sight of my reservations, which was understandable.
We can't promise you won't get hurt, or worse. You should stay here.
Do you wish to place undue burden on the Shinsengumi? We are not here to entertain you.
Damn.
Colonel Sanan, can I take that to mean... so long as she is not a burden, she is free to accompany us?
I blinked. Saito? Standing up for me? Out of nowhere? Sanan seemed nearly as surprised as I was.
You can't be saying you're actually in favor of bringing her along.
Saito simply shrugged.
She was an asset, Ikeda. I only intended to point out that, judged by her actions, she has hardly proven to be a burden.
Never in a million years would I have imagined that Saito might have a word of praise for me, especially since I've ignored him most of this route. My eyes grew wide with elation, and Kondo nodded in agreement.
Excellent. I will take full responsibility for your inclusion. That is, of course, if you still wish to participate.
Sanan still didn't seem convinced. Oh, be quiet, Sanan. It's not your turn. I looked around the room until my eyes met Okita's. What do you say, old boo? Do whatever you want to do, so long as you get that we're going to a battle, not a party. It looked like I wasn't about to get any help from Okita, who looked nonplussed either way. Perhaps I'd be able to help them out, like I had during the Battle of Ikeda Inn. I nodded. Yes, I would like to participate,